So since it's Halloween, I decided I would show you how to make some nice Halloween hair stuffs. Today I'm going to show you how to make a little spider bobby pin using a bell, a piece of felt, wire, pliers, E600, or 1000, sorry, paint, a brush, and a bobby pin. So, the first thing we're going to do is take our bell. This is just a bell that I found. I happened to find 2 of them, so lucky me. Then we're going to take some wire and use one of our little pliers and cut off about 2 to 3 inch lengths. We're going to need 4 of them, and we want them to be about the same length. So we're going to do that real quick. There's 1, 2, 3. These are new pliers, but I don't think they're as good as my old ones. Make sure these are all stacked so I can see how long they are. And this one will be 4. So, the reason I have 2 pliers here is I'm actually going to use 1 plier to hold the wires at about the middle. To have your wires all held tightly, you're going to take your other pair of pliers and use them to twist. Now you're just going to use them kind of to start, because the next thing you're going to do is actually braid these wires into each other, because that will help keep them from moving. And there's no particular amount of braiding to do, just, until you think it feels secure. I'm going to go with that. That's, not very secure actually. So because I've noticed it's not secure, one of my legs broke. But that's okay. All I need to do is cut another piece. And so I'm just going to do that real quick. And I'm actually going to take my wires, since they've already started being bent, instead of trying to bend them all again, I'm going to wrap this wire around them to try and give it a little more stability. See, that looks pretty good. So, now I'm going to take my wires and gently push them through the top of the bell. That's why I like using a bell, because it has that handy little spot right there, until they're nice and snug. And then I'm going to take some E6000, open it up, and right before I'm going to apply the dollops, I'm actually going to spread out my legs. You can finish bending them when it's all dry, but I like to have them spread out while they're being glued together, because that helps get an idea of what your leg placement looks like. And you can kind of adjust your wires a little bit if they look a little lopsided, but for the most part, you're kind of at where you're at. Alright, so now that I have my legs on my spider, I'm just going to put a dab of E6000 right here in the middle, and then I'm going to cover that with my little spot of felt. That is going to help give you a base you can glue other things onto and make it easier for you to handle. It'll also make it so E6000 doesn't get everywhere by containing a little bit. So once that's done, we gotta put our cap on our E6000, which did get everywhere, even with me trying not to. Unfortunately, it can be hard to manage sometimes. So now we have to let that dry, and then after we dry, we paint it. I just took some black acrylic paint and my paintbrush, and I painted all over it. It's okay if there's some silver bits shining through. It just gives a little more character. And now we would glue it onto here. I'm actually going to do another thing, because what you can do is you can take some lace and sew it into a round, and now it's like a little spider web. So I'm actually going to glue these together and then glue this onto the bobby pin. So obviously we're going to go back to our E6000, even though I just closed it. That's okay. We're going to remove our spider real quick. And the easy way to do this is to glue it onto the part you sewed together, because it will hide the hole from the lace. So once that's dry, then we would glue it onto the bobby pin, being careful not to glue the bobby pin together, and you'll have a cute little spider in a spider web hair clip. You can also use a barrette clip if you have a barrette clip that doesn't have anything on it. Or if you wanted to, you could tie this onto a bow clip or a tie or something of that sort. Or you could even make it into a brooch, I guess, if you wanted. That's a different thing you could do with it. But this is the basics of how to make a spider in its spider web hair clip.